Welcome to Transformational Fighting Arts Online. I'm Sifu Marcus Lovemore. Today, what we're going to be doing is the Jao Sao. It is a trapping maneuver to move around your target. In Wing Chun, they say if something expands, you should contract. If it contracts, you should expand if there's nothing hit. This is going around, almost like water flowing over a rock. So it's more of a subtle trapping technique. So you should probably go over some of the other trapping videos I have before you take on this one. And there's going to be two parts to this. So you should actually go to the Jao Sao after you've demonstrated some of your Jao Sao abilities. The Jao Sao translates to running hands. So it's more of a fluid, open movement. And so I'm going to have Gerard come over here. And we're going to go through this. So we're going to start with our normal reference point. So Gerard, hand's going to come up right like this. And so what we've already gone over is the Pak Sao and the Lob Sao. Well, the other side of this, in case there is an obstruction and he gives you a certain amount of energy, the Jao Sao actually moves around the target. And there are two different places you can go to the Jao Sao. You can go to the inside and you can go to the outside. So the big issue is with the Jao Sao, that generally when it happens just like all your other trapping, is either you've both punched and you've hit a block, or you've punched, he's blocked you, or he's punched you and you've blocked him. But regardless, you've somewhere met in the middle of the system. And what you want to do, you want to go around the system. So we're going to do a Jao Sao to the outside so you guys can see this the best. And the big issue is when you're moving around the target, I don't want you, once again, just like when you were doing your ball and socket technique, I don't want you to go backwards to go forward. So when you're going around the target, I want you to think about a corkscrew going around their target, okay? So you're going from here, this front hand, all the way around, but you want to think about, once again, that corkscrew, and you're corkscrewing right around and hitting him in the side of the face. Do you understand that? So it's corkscrew and hit. So that's the front hand, is what the front hand is doing. Corkscrewing and hit. And remember, like I went over in some of the power generation techniques, is that this front hip has to generate the power. So if you're just throwing this arm, it means nothing. When you throw this arm, you need to rotate into that target. That rotation and the alignment that you get with the hands and the hip. Because without that power generation, he's not going to respect this hit. And what you really want to do is get him to respect it and block this hit. Because later, you're going to be doing a Jao Sao, which is a jerking hands. So, the Jao Sao, with the push shuffle, a step forward, you step and hit, right? He will probably block you. If he doesn't, just bop him inside of the head, okay? That's the front hand. Now, what you might ask is, what about this hand? You're moving forward, can't he just punch you? Well, that's where this becomes a little bit more of a subtle technique, is that this front hand is very masculine and hard, boom, but this backhand is very subtle and easy. In fact, you just want to place this hand on here, almost like you're just touching him, basically. Just touch him. You do not want to hit hard. This hand goes hard, this hand goes light. They make contact at the same time, boom. So this hand over here is just monitoring this hand in case this hand extends. Like, extend the hand. See, I can extend it over my shoulder. If this hand is not here and I just do this, he basically just hits me in the face. So you got to monitor this front hand. So when you're jowing, boom, right? You jow, boom, right? You see how my rear hand is just barely touching this hand, right? I'm putting some energy in the front hand, very little. That's masculine hand, feminine hand. Most of your trapping is going to be that way. Masculine, feminine. There's going to be a very yin-yang process in all of this, okay? So remember the timing. You have to gain the distance. So remember the step and step. The biggest issue, though, is that corkscrew. Making sure this corkscrew keeps going forward around the hand. Now you can do it open or closed. Of course, we're right next to the airport, so you're probably hearing a few jet noises, so that's pretty cool. But here we go. Boom. Boom. There you go. That is the Jao Sao. Now, thank you, Gerard. After that, we're going to go into the Jao Sao. That is part 2 of this video, you should watch that, because a lot of times they're going to block you just like Gerard did, and you need to have some sort of response to that block, okay? So that is the Jao Sao. If you like this video, please, all of my free material is done by your donations, okay? And you can always go to the bottom of the page, because now there's a little button down there, so you can now donate anytime you want. Leave a comment. I would love to hear from you. Also, you can always email me at sifu@masterytrainingsystems.com. This is Transformational Fighting Arts Online. I'm Sifu Marcus Lovemore, and thank you very much.